Since Mid-Autumn Festival is coming up soon, I'm trying to make this snowy mooncake at home and see if it works. And this whole process would take about 3 to 4 hours. And here come the very first step is to make the green tea snowy skin. And the ingredients will be written down in my description. So first, mix all the glutinous rice flour, cake flour, wheat starch together with the sugar all together first. After that, you can pour the milk into the mixture and mix it all together. Now you can pour the vegetable oil or olive oil and the condensed milk into the mix. When you first mix it, because of the oil, it might not blend in as much or as well in the beginning, but just keep blending until it becomes one single mixture, then it would be good. Then I would sieve the mixture a few times before putting into the steamer because I want to make sure that the whole mix is smooth, there's no bubbles before I steam it. Now it's time to steam it. Put it in a tray where you can use high heat to steam it for about 30 minutes. So this is how it looks when it's being steamed. You will need to use a chopstick and slice it up into pieces so that it's easier for you to take out the entire thing and knead it later. So this is how broken I wanted it before I start kneading it. And because of glutinous rice flour, it's super sticky. So make sure you use glove in the beginning to knead it. Otherwise, it would stick to your finger. And as I'm kneading it, this is the time to add in the green tea powder. And I would add in step by step. So I would knead it for a little bit, add in more, knead it for a little bit, add in more until the entire dough becomes the green I wanted it to be. Then I would stop. Once you feel like the dough is ready, then you can put that in a plastic wrap it, and put it in the fridge and fridge it for 1 hour. While we're fridging the snowy green tea skin, we need to work on the filling. And these are all the ingredients to make the filling. Same as making the skin, just pour all the powder, including the milk, egg yolk, and the coconut milk into this whole thing and mix it all together until the whole mixture becomes a really nice custard looking yellow color. So this color is looking quite good to me. So now I'm going to put this whole thing aside and start working on the salted egg yolk. So what you see now is actually 5 salted egg yolk being already steamed up, and I'm just crushing it into very small pieces before I put it into the steamer. After the whole thing is being crushed out, I would put the entire butter on it and put the whole thing into the steamer. Now I'm going to steam both the custard and the salted egg yolk under high heat for 20 minutes. Now the butter would have melted entirely within the egg yolk, so I would just mix it before I pour the whole thing into the custard. After that, I would start crushing the custard and try to mix it all together. When you first mix it, the custard could be quite hard, as you can see from what I'm doing now. So feel free to just crush it and do your thing. All you wanted to do is just try to mix the whole thing together into one smooth paste. So there we go. Now this is what we want, and when this is ready, you want to put this into plastic wrap again and fridge it in the refrigerator for an hour. Alright, so now we could finally start working on the mooncake. So I'm using about 35 grams of skin dough for each of my mooncake. So I'm trying to separate it into mini balls so that I can work on my mooncake accordingly. Then I would use about 20 grams of egg yolk custard as my filling for each of my mooncake. So I would first flatten up my skin. Don't make it too flat because you want it to still have some thickness to it. Then put the custard ball in the center and wrap it with the skin. And once you have wrapped it and ensuring there's no custard flying out of the ball, then you can start rolling it until there's absolutely no lines within the entire ball. Then you can dip it into the flour and just kind of mix it a little bit just so it kind of gives it a little dry feeling before you put it in the mold. And press the mold a few times gently until you get that feeling where it's ready. Then the last step is to put that into the freezer for another hour. Then you get your actual snowy mooncake.